The journey of a content creator is a lot like growing up. Children, when they're very young, they thrive on learning and trying out new things. And to me, this is the same for a brand new content creator. It's exciting to learn, to experiment, to develop an understanding of the platforms that we use and to start creating your first pieces of content. So when we first get into content creation, we're very much like that small child. We're absorbing that information, our brains are like sponges and we soak it all up. But when children mature into adolescence, then things start to change and the whole lens on life becomes a bit distorted. They start looking up to role models, good or bad, and have an intense desire to become them. They start seeing in others things that they want, whether that's money, freedom, social status, and they start becoming frustrated with their own lives because their only focus is obtaining what they perceive to be success and not thinking about the journey to get there. And they lose touch with their own journey and instead obsess on people that they look up to, people who have made it, and are only focused on achieving that perceived success today. And there's one thing that a lot of us would say to an adolescent in that position, and that's, you're trying to grow up too fast. So I think content creators typically go through this phase too. I think being a small creator is a lot like being an adolescent. You know enough about it to know what you want. You see people in the industry who have made it. You start focusing on their success, on their numbers, on their followers, on their views. And that for a lot of small creators starts to give them a lot of angst. This can lead small creators down a bit of a dark path, just focusing on what others have, people who have made it, their follower counts, the views on their videos. And they spend so much time focusing on that becomes the main driver behind their content creation. Trying to emulate what others have, trying to get there faster. And it's just like the adolescent, they're just trying to grow up too fast. As a content creator, especially when you've just started out or you're still very small, then you've got to accept that this is a journey and enjoy all the steps along the way. Just like the experiences that we go through as the younger versions of ourselves define who we become in the future, the same is true as a content creator. Being a small content creator isn't just a transition period, it's where we learn, it's where we develop our skills, it's where we better ourselves and ultimately get a better understanding of ourselves. So it's so important that rather than rushing to grow up too quickly, that you savor the small creator years. Because honestly, it's the most important part of the journey and it's what ultimately will define you as a creator. But the truth is, it's easier to say than to do, especially when we're being constantly bombarded by gurus on the internet telling us how to get tens or hundreds of thousands of followers in just 30 days. And when you start paying too much attention to this crap, it starts to affect your own self-worth. You start to look at your small following as inadequate, that you haven't achieved what this guru has told you can achieve in a month. That if you don't have millions of views on your videos or tens or hundreds of thousands of subscribers on your channel, then you're somehow doing something wrong. And all you need to do is buy their course. And this is all driven by a toxic self-help guru industry on the internet that's just making small creators feel like they're failing. The truth is, you need to push that completely out of your mind and just savor the small creator moments. If you're not truly excited to wake up in the morning to just one new follower or just one person commenting on your video to tell them how you've inspired or helped them in some way, then you're not in the right headspace to be a content creator. You're too focused on getting to the finish line without running the race. When you truly embrace being a small creator, when you stop focusing on the metrics, on the views, on the stats, on the subscriber counts, when you stop using that as your compass and just let your desire to create content guide you, and when you start creating content purely from passion, then you're going to come across as more authentic. And the truth is, with all the content that's getting pushed out these days, the one true thing that adds so much value is authenticity. Authenticity is what sells on social media, and people can see a fake a mile off. And believe it or not, being a small creator can actually have so many benefits over being a large creator. You're not constrained by what a large audience needs to see. You can experiment more, you can find your style, you can find your niche, you can find your passion, you can find you. You can't expect an audience to truly connect with you unless you know who you are. And to do that, you can't skip ahead. You need to travel the path, you need to tread the steps of the small creator. So if I leave you with just one thing from this video, it's savor these moments, savor every follow, every like, every comment. And when you do that, that will have an impact on your content. You'll become more authentic. You'll learn where you fit in the content creator space. And enjoy the journey, because one day you might wake up with 1 million subscribers and then realize being a big creator is somewhat different. For now, my only advice to you is enjoy the small wins, savor them. Of course, if you found this video helpful, I would love it if you subscribed. And if you're the only one that does, I'll still be super stoked. Take care. Push it to the limit.